Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Just Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about Australia setting a new cap of 270,000 international students for 2025 limits visas. Australia has set a new cap of 270,000 international student visas for 2025, alongside tighter visa restrictions. This move aims to balance student numbers with resource management and maintain high educational standards. If you are interested in this, so to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Starting next year, the number of international students allowed to begin studies at Australian universities and vocational training providers will be capped, and the number of visas issued to this group of foreigners will be limited. The federal government's proposed reform aims to limit new international student commencements to 270,000 for 2025, World reports. The cap, formerly referred to as the National Planning Level on International Student Enrollments, will be allocated across institutions, distinguishing between higher education and vocational training sectors. Australia reduces international student quota. According to government data, the cap will result in approximately 145,000 new students for public universities and about 95,000 for vocational institutions. This new cap is around 7,000 fewer than pre-pandemic levels and 53,000 below the previous year. The caps are based on 2019 enrollment figures, with adjustments for institutions that grew between 2019 and 2023. Universities with high concentrations of international students will face stricter growth limits, exempt categories from student cap. As the government further explained, certain sectors that are excluded from the NPL include schools, higher degree research programs, standalone English language providers, non-award programs. Figures provided by the Department of Home Affairs also showed that the number of student visas granted in the most recent financial year was already down by 60,000 compared to 2023, Universities Australia chair. Professor David Lloyd noted that visa grants for higher education have dropped by 23% compared to last year, resulting in a $43 billion economic loss and risking 14,000 jobs in the sector. Additionally, the government has increased visa processing fees from $710 to $1,600, the largest hike in 5 years. Recent migration changes have already reduced offshore demand for vocational education, and further changes later this year are expected to impact permanent migration opportunities for international students. In this regard, Australian authorities recently said such a decision may push potential students toward competing destinations. An IDP survey of 1,400 students found that 1 in 3 considered visa costs in their choice of study location. Specifically, 40% of prospective students from the Philippines and Malaysia indicated they might exclude Australia from their study destinations due to the higher visa fees. With the new cap and visa limits, Australia's international education landscape is set for significant changes. Both students and institutions will need to adapt as the country continues to refine its approach to managing educational growth and resource allocation. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to channel Just Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about Australia setting a new cap of 270,000 international students for 2025 and limits visas. Starting in 2025, Australia will impose a cap on international student enrollment and limit the number of visas issued to this group. The federal government has proposed a new national planning level that restricts new international student commencement to 270,000. This cap will be split between higher education institutions and vocational training providers, with approximately 145,000 new students allowed in public universities and about 25,000 in vocational institutions. This represents a reduction of around 7,000 from pre-pandemic levels and is 53,000 lower than the previous year. The cap is based on 2019 enrollment figures, with adjustment made for institutions that expanded between 2019 and 2023. Universities with a high proportion of international students will face stricter growth limits. However, certain sectors such as schools, higher degree research programs, standalone English and language providers, and non-award programs are excluded from this cap. Government data also reveals that the number of student visas granted recently dropped by 60,000 compared to 2023, leading to a 23% decrease in visa grants for higher education. This reduction has resulted in an estimated $43 billion economic loss and threatens 14,000 jobs in the sector. Additionally, visa processing fees have also increased from $710 to $1,600, the largest rise in 5 years. This increase, combined with the recent migration changes, is likely to affect offshore demand for vocational education and may impact future permanent migration opportunities for international students. The new cap in higher visa fees may push potential students toward other study destinations, An IDP survey found that 1/3 of students considered visa cost in their decision, with 40% of prospective students from the Philippines and Malaysia potentially excluding Australia from their study choices due to higher fees. As Australia implements these new policies, significant changes in the international educational landscape are expected. Both students and educational institutions will need to navigate these adjustments carefully.